Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the post-fight, the official post-fight review for Tony Bellew versus David Haye, the rematch, and the result of it was a fifth-round stoppage for the Blue Bomber, Tony Bellew. I told you guys at the beginning of it, I said Tony Bellew is going to retire David Haye. I got comments from many people saying that, that's not going to happen. David Haye had one leg last time, and the fight happened, and he got the fifth round stoppage. But man, what a performance! What a performance! If you don't respect Tony Bellew by now, stop watching boxing. The guy just keeps getting better and better and better. And honestly, like I thought he was gonna win. Don't get it twisted. I thought he was gonna win, but for him to win that emphatically, to look that sensational, to just dominate the fight the way he did against David Haye. I didn't expect that. I thought he'd have to grind out a fight, maybe outlast David Haye. David Haye would gas out towards the end and maybe get a stoppage victory, possibly outpoint him. But for him to dominate the way he did, I just thought, man, fantastic! Like best performance of his career. And to all the critics out there that said, "Oh, he can't punch," even Haye. I watched the video on what's the channel? Sport Bible or Lad Bible, one of those channels. And it was like a video of Bellew and Haye rewatching the fight and giving their commentary on it. And Haye was saying, thank God I'm here with Tony Bellew because he can't punch. But I mean, he could have fooled me because Tony Bellew was looking like freaking Anthony Joshua at times, the way he was hitting David Haye upside the head. So, just overall a great performance for him, just to give my round by round, because there weren't many rounds, but I give my round by round assessment of the fight. Round one, David Haye came out really well. He started jabbing really well. Seemed to be more patient throughout the first round and was picking his shots a little more carefully. Wasn't looking for the big shots, wasn't loading up on shots, but just, boxing and waiting for the right openings to come about. Obviously Bellew, and I try to tell you guys, I said Bellew's not athletic. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but the guy has got underrated skills. I've been telling you guys, telling you anybody who will listen that the dude has underrated skills defensively. He's fat, yes. He doesn't have the six-pack and the big arms, but muscles don't win fights. Skills win fights. And Tony Bellew just shows, again, that the fundamentals he has, not the fast feet, but the smart feet, positioning. He showed it in this fight. And even in that first round with David Haye, I thought David Haye probably won that round. In that first round, which was close, Bellew was making Haye miss a lot of those shots. Credit to Haye. Haye, I thought, landed the more effective shots in that round, so that's why I gave him the first round. But early on, Bellew, I still think, set a tone with showing that it wasn't a fluke, that, hey, I was defensively responsible the first fight, and I'm going to show you how defensively responsible I am in the second fight. So second round comes about, and same thing, Haye still in his shots, but you begin, as the rounds will go on, and it started in this round, he begins to open up a little more. He's throwing heavier shots. He's loading up more. Interestingly enough, on his front foot, he had a lot of weight on it, so it was almost like, okay, his right foot, his back foot, when he would throw the right, it seemed like he wasn't getting full leverage on it because it seemed like he's gotten so used to boxing off of his front foot because of the surgery and because of how everything played out in the first fight, that's actually how he was just normal. That's how he was standing. So maybe he built that habit up in the gym, but that's how he was standing. So even when he was landing shots, you can kind of tell that he wasn't getting the full oomph on the shots, but still, he hit Tony with some really good shots early on in the first couple rounds, and it didn't face Tony. Tony showed a good, durable chin. And then I believe it was the third, fourth, fifth round. To sum it up, man, third, fourth, fifth round, Tony Bellew finally finds the reins with David Haye. The range with David Haye. They got closer. They got into exchanges. He lured him into a brawl, into a fight, and he was just very composed. Haye would swing these long clubbing hooks. Bellew would slip them, and boom, just real sharp hooks. And I'm watching. I actually just got done watching his post-fight interview, and Sky Sports is actually still interviewing him now as I'm speaking to you guys. And he was just talking about like how he studied guys like Tito Trinidad, guys who have great left hooks and who are known for when you get in them close exchanges. They have them sharp hooks to where they're gonna put your lights out. And he hit Haye with a couple. He had 3 knockdowns, and 2 of them the first knockdown and the third knockdown were because of left hooks that he landed in close, and just textbook left hooks. And what I'll say about Tony Bellew is this, man. Like what really impressed me tonight, because in the first fight, and I think he made a great point in his post-fight interview. He was talking about how it was hard to really stop David Haye, hit him cleanly, because he was so defensive because of the fact that he was on one leg. People got on him for not stopping Haye earlier with the one leg, but people forgot to note that it's hard to stop a guy who's that defensive. So what kind of played into his favor was the fact that Haye was opening up a lot more. There were more rounds where he was opening up more, throwing those heavier shots. And when, as we know in boxing, the more heavier shots you throw, the more likelihood you get countered. And that's what was happening. He was getting countered left, right, and center in that ring tonight. And speed, man, just the speed of Bellew. I don't know, maybe it's because Haye looks so slow, but I mean, regardless of the fact, the speed of Bellew, just the combinations he was throwing, it's hands down for me. I know Bellew's going to say that Goodison Park is his best. That nothing's going to top that in terms of best wins, because obviously what it means to him, to be an Everton supporter like myself, to fight at Goodison Park, to win the world title there in front of your home fans, to get up off the canvas and stop a hell of a contender in Makabu. It was the perfect way to win the world title at his dream venue. So nothing's gonna top that for him. But for me, boxing wise, from what he did in the ring, hands down his best performance. Just there really isn't much you can nitpick. It was pretty much a textbook performance from Tony Bellew from round 1 to the stoppage. Textbook performance. So I told you guys in the beginning of the week he's gonna retire David Haye. I even said in that video that I can't see David Haye boxing patiently for more than 4 rounds under Ismail Salas. To no fault of Salas, it just takes a while to get those habits implemented into a fighter. And by the middle rounds, he will revert back to typing. It was the 5th round, really earlier than the 5th round, but I'll say the 5th round where he fully reverted back to typing. He starts throwing these just long clubbing hooks and just sloppy punches, and Bellew was able to counter them so easily. So Bellew was right, I was right. And if Haye retires, this is the last fight, which I fully expect it to be. And I believe it should be, because he's not going to beat anybody at the world heavyweight level. So I think he should retire. He gave the fans some good fights. And it's funny too, because with David Haye, right? David got criticized his entire career, and he'll still get criticized for it. But he got criticized his entire career for not showing toughness, for not for having the injured toe and pulling out of the Tyson Fury fight. Just being injury prone and pulling out for what people would deem as minor injuries, and people questioned his heart. But it's crazy because even in defeat, like against Bellew, like particularly in the first fight with the torn Achilles, he fought the whole fight. And I think like even in defeat, like David Haye, you gotta give him some respect in that regards in terms of his toughness, man. So he's got to retire. He had a good career. Could have been a really, really great career, but he's been good for British boxing. Obviously, he's not the same fighter he once was, but a lot of people still picked him in this fight. They picked him in the last fight, and Bellew was the underdog. And Bellew both times beat David Haye. So put some respect on my man Tony Bellew's name. You may not like him. You may love him. You may love him or you may hate him, but he's just a kid from Liverpool. And a kid from Liverpool, the fat scouser, he keeps showing that, like, look, he's improving every fight. He's putting that work in the gym. Defensively, he's improving. Offensively, he's improving. Combination punches improving. Across the board, Tony Bellew just keeps showing improvement. And it's safe to say now, from the Makabu fight, both David Haye fights, the dude is box office. He's a box office fighter. And he's every time he fights, you're gonna get some good excitement. So, good win for him. As for what's next for Tony Bellew, there was a lot of discussion of whether he should fight if he's gonna fight a top heavyweight. He's made it clear. David Caldwell's made it clear they ain't trying to win no heavyweight titles against no freaking Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder. They made that clear. But he called out the likes of Andre Ward. He called out the likes of what's his name? He said Ward, Joseph Parker, the winner of the Super Series, and they but he specifically called out Parker, Ward, and I believe the winner of the Super Series. So, for me, the two most attractive fights for me would probably be the winner of the Super Series, because to see Bellew in there. Because the thing is this, because Bellew won his world title at cruiserweight when he had the title. People didn't give him credit for it. And then he moved up, fought Haye, and he hasn't been back to cruiserweight since the Flores fight. So it'd be the perfect way it would be the perfect way to try to legitimize his run at cruiserweight to the critics out there that don't think he was one of the better cruiserweights out there, even though he had a title. And to fight a guy like potentially Usyk or Gassiev, Usyk, the way he's going, he's gonna go down as an all-time great cruiserweight fighter. Gassiev is a dangerous ass fighter, and he's the kind of fighter that can put Bellew's lights out. So no matter which one of those guys he fights, if he beats them, I think honestly, and I'm gonna say it like this: if he beats Usyk or Gassiev, you're talking about potentially outside shot of being a Hall of Famer. That's my opinion, because he's got some fantastic names on his resume. He's overachieved like no other in boxing right now. As for Andre Ward, I'll be honest with you. You guys know I don't like Andre Ward. I can't stand Andre Ward, but I don't think he's going to beat Andre. I really don't think he would have a prayer at beating Andre Ward, being honest with you. I just think Ward too strong, too skilled, too smart, and too clever for Bellew. But, Bellew has made a career off of, proving people wrong. And if he would have beaten Andre Ward, Hall of Fame career. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, man, just great performance from Tony Bellew. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for words, honestly. I thought he was gonna win, but I didn't think it'd be that damn sensational. A couple of them left hooks he landed. He looked out there looking like freaking Tito Trinidad. A couple of times he looked Trinidad-esque. I'm not even trying to hype the guy up. A couple of times he landed them damn hooks. The power obviously wasn't Trinidad-esque, but I'm saying the way it was thrown, the distance it was thrown from. I've seen that in Trinidad fights, like when Trinidad fought Fernando Vargas. Remember that knockdown? Some of those knockdowns look similar to that. So Bellew puts an exclamation point on the Haye Bellew chapter. He silences the critics, and the fat scouser, the Evertonian, puts on the best performance of his career at 35 years old. Is there really much more he could do? Does he retire? I don't know. I think if you want to retire, this would be a great time to retire, because you achieved a lot in boxing. He said he has to talk to his wife, because got to go for the wife as always. So he's gonna talk to his wife, see how it goes. Personally, I would like to see him have one last. If he's gonna have one last fight, I would like to see him fight the winner of the Super Series, and then after that, go into the sunset. If he wants to fight Andre Ward, I think that's great too. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Tony Bellew stops David Haye in the 5th round, dominates him. And I would even venture to say outclasses him on Cinco de Mayo 2018. So to the critics, Bellew shuts you up. And yeah, man. We'll have more reaction later on. I'll be live with Alex. Big payback Fitzmaurice, on the live stream. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna be live for Golovkin versus Vons Martirosyan. So we'll see if there's more magic tonight. If Vons Martirosyan can become the 21st century Buster Douglas, but just great performance from Tony Bellew. So let me know what you guys in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every gosh darn video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just keeping dinging. So until next time, take care, guys.